Hello everyone, my name is Miqueias. Welcome to another video about R here on the Marvelous Mat. And on this video, I wanna show how to solve the challenge I gave on the last video. And the challenge was to create a matrix with the 365 days of the year in the format month and day. And then, for example, January 3rd would be Jan 3. And I said that we should use for and paste. So let's see how we solve this problem. So the first thing is create a matrix. So let's call days of year, and then it will be a matrix. It will have 365 rows, and it will have one column. So we have our matrix. Now for I in 1 to 365, we do. So if I is less or equal than 31, we are in January. And then if the number of the day of the month is less than 10, we need to remember to add the 0 in front of the number. So we need to check if I is less than 10. Then we are going to paste. So we are in January, so Jan, and then comma, and we can add this here as well, and then comma, and then 0, and now I, comma, and then to separate, we don't want anything. And then else. So inside the else here, we know that I must, to get here, we know that I is less than or equal 31, and it's greater than 10. So it will come here. In this case, it will be very similar to this, but we won't have this 0 here. And then we can make something very similar to February. But February will go from 3rd to 69. So it will be the 31 days of January plus the 28 days of February. So I will be equal, less or equal 29. And then, so when I is 32, it will stop to be true here, and it will be January 1st. So we need to say that if I minus 32, because, or better 31, because the first 31 days of the year were January, and then I minus 31 will give us 1. That will be the first day of February. So Feb. And then here we need to use I minus third one as well. And the same thing here. And then now when I is greater than 59, we will be in March, and it will go until I is less or equal to 90. And then here will be as minus 59, because until I was 59, we were in January. And then it's the same thing. So I think you got the process. We are counting the number of days, we are summing the number of days of each month, and then subtracting it from I, so that we can start from day 1 of each month. The only thing is that if this tested true, so if I is less or equal than 31, I don't need to do this test. So I should use an else if. So it will just test to see if I is greater than 29, to see if it should execute this part of the code. If that's not true, if that's true, there's no need to come here. So we should use the else if, and here as well, else if. So what the computer will do is test this, and if this is not true, it will test this. And then if this is not true, it will test this, and so on. And then if this is true, for example, it won't come here. So we are doing less operations, and in doing so we are saving memory. And then we keep going with this. Now it's pretty similar. We just change the numbers here, 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 and then change the name of the month. And that's basically. So I went on and finished writing the code, and I just want to review some things that are important to keep in mind. So the first thing here, January has 31 days. And that's true about March and about May and about July. And then here August also has 31 days. So let me do this. March. May also has 31 days, and here is with Y. May, July, August, and October. October has 31 days, and December has 31 days. And then since it's not a leap year, then February has 28 days. All the other months have 30 days. And then the other thing we did was when the day of the month was less than 10, we added a 0 here, and if the day of the month was greater than 10, we didn't need to add the 0. And what we did to, since our I was increasing, what we did to go back to 1, 2, 3, so the days of the month, was subtracting the number of days we had already gone through. So for example, here in the beginning of March, we had gone through 31 days in January and 28 days in February. So to get to March, we had gone through 59 days. So to start back on March 1, we need to subtract 29 from I, and that's the same reasoning for all the other months. So now let's run this and see if it worked or where we have made a mistake. Well, no error so far. So let's print days of the year. Okay, we just forgot one important thing, right? We need to do this, the most important, day of year is equal to, so let's copy and paste. So now we hopefully got it right. Let me run just the whole thing. Okay, another problem. We need to give the index, otherwise we are just changing the first. We are just changing the day on the first position and we are not increasing. So let's try again, one more time. Okay, we have the end working. But not the beginning. So finally now we might have it right. Well, there is still the first 3 months missing, but it's just the index. And now, finally, we have it all settled. From January 1st until December 31st. The other way you could check that would be clicking here and then seeing the list of days here. So I hope that was useful for you to practice loops and strings, and I encourage you to keep this solution in mind because it will be very helpful when we start building graphs. So I hope you liked it.